Hey everybody, this is part 2 of people doing dumb shit in interviews and me reacting to it. Let's get into it. Alright, let's get into the first one. We got OP saying, was applying for a job at a company called Computershare. Okay, I am assuming a tech company, I'm assuming a rental company. Alright, this is a little bit different, but let's get into it. Interview is going well, amazing. And near the end, the person asked me, why do you want to work for Computershare? Classic interview question. You could probably see this coming from a mile away. I would probably answer it with doing some research, with sharing the stuff that I know about Computershare, sharing how it would be a good fit for me in my career, the things that I can add value to the team. All those things would be a good way to really highlight why you'd be a good fit. Let's see what they responded with. I go into a big long thing about how I've worked with computers my whole life. Okay, I'm seeing some good things, and I can build and repair them and use just about any software. Yo, okay, I see this. I like that. You're showing your passion. You're showing your interest for the industry. You're talking about how you can add value. I'm seeing a check. All right. When I'm done, the interview looks me right in the eye. Okay, dun, and says, "That's great, but our business has nothing to do with computers." Ooh.
Hi.
Okay. I'm assuming you didn't do a quick Google search. Let me do a quick Google search. What is Computershare, the company? Okay, let me take a look at it. Computershare. We are a Australian stock transfer company that provides corporate trust, stock transfer, and employees share plan services in many countries. Oh, fudge. It's a financial company. Oh, man. Worst feeling ever. Oh, that is tough. That is tough, my friend. That is tough. Hard to recover from that, but let's see. I had read up on them, but I didn't quite understand what they did, so that was the best I could pull out of my ass for the answer. I hear you. It happens to the best of us. With a name like Computershare, I mean, your guess is not that off. I see where you're coming from, but let's see how this ends. I got the job anyways because my dad knew the head of HR. I wish they started off with that. Shows that who you know is more important than what you know. I mean, this is not even who you know, man. This is kind of like you're related to the CEO. You're like the CEO's son or the CEO's nephew. You knowing the head of HR is as good as it gets. Of course, you're gonna get the job. I'm even surprised they even made you go to the interview, because when you have connections like that, it's pretty much seamless. But there is some lessons learned here, right? You can't just rely on your connections, even though you have a great one. Do a little bit more research with the company and still add in why you'd be a good fit. I think you already did that, which is a great sign, but add into a little bit more. All right? Anyway, happy story, you got the job. Let's go to the next one. Hey guys, my name is Sho Dewan. I'm an ex-recruiter turned career coach, the founder of workhap, and this is Unfiltered Careers. I'm gonna give you my no-nonsense advice. To help you get hired and paid in a career you love. Today, let's tackle interviews. Let's go to the second story now. Let's see. The hiring manager interviewing me said, the job is great most days, but there are days where you will... The hiring manager interviewing me said, the job is great most days, but there are days where you want to pull out your hair. Red Flag City? He was bald. Oh, funny. He was bald. And so I said, I see that must have happened to you already. Ooh. Risque a little bit with a little joke. I mean, let's see how the hiring manager can take it, because I think that's funny. That's a joke, right? The hiring manager might have also been the one starting the joke. I mean, that seems funny. He had a great sense of humor, so him and the training manager sat on the interview and laughed. Winner, winner, winner. I can guarantee this guy's gonna get the job. Even he doesn't have the qualifications, he doesn't have the skills. I can almost guarantee this guy's gonna get the job. He told me at the end of the interview, my personality and credentials were exactly what they were looking for. That is how you get it done, but only if you know how to play it, right? You can't be doing that joke if somebody's like frowny and sitting in front of you with their arms crossed and say, why do you want to work here? And really have the serious face have a serious look on their face. You can't do that. But if you can roll with the punches, you can feel the vibe, yo, showcase your personality, showcase your vibes. They want somebody they like. So I love that. I got the job. Oh, but left after 3 months because it really did make me want to pull my hair out. All right. There's probably some foreshadowing there that I could have looked into, that this guy probably could have looked into. Anyways, it happens, but when it comes to the interview, you did the right thing. Sure, you could have maybe looked at some red flags, but I think even seeing the red flags, right? The fact that the hiring manager was laughing through it, was rolling through your joke, I think that's a good sign. So I don't blame you. You took a chance. It didn't work out. On to the next. Let's go.
Do you think leaving after 3 months was good or bad?
My team member just asked, is leaving after 3 months a bad thing? That's a great question. It really depends, but I think in OP's post, it really did make him want to pull his hair out, meaning it was a terrible job. If you are in a terrible job, leave, my friend. It's actually better to leave a terrible job earlier than later. Because if you stay until like 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, then companies might start to wonder, hey, what happened there? Why did you get let go? Were you fired? Was there a company, like, they have more questions, right? Where if you've only been there for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, you have more options there. You can even remove it from your resume and not even talk about it. Or when you do talk about it, you can just say,
I tried something out for 2-3 months. I knew from day one it wasn't the right fit. I stuck it out for 3 months just because I want to see if it changed. It didn't. That's why I'm here now.
Right? You see how the stories can be a little bit different? So I say if you're in a shitty job and you know from first few weeks it's gonna be bad, leave early. So then you can get something else and then it can just be a little small blip on your resume. It doesn't have to take this whole thing up. All right? Let's get into the second Reddit story. Is this a picture of your wife? She is beautiful, I complimented. Okay, so I'm assuming you went to the interview and there is a photo of a nice looking lady on the interviewer's desk. A little bit another risque one, a little bit risque one. What if it's not her? What if it's not this dude's wife? What if it's, I don't know, just like there's so many different ways that somebody could take a compliment of a photo you got. So especially with you saying she is beautiful, a little pointed here, right? Let's say it was a vacation and the scenery is beautiful. Oh, that scenery looks beautiful. Oh, whoa, that view is amazing. Sure, but you're talking about a person here. You're tiptoeing the lines, my friend. Let's see what happens next. He then said, that is my 14-year-old daughter. Oof. Oof. You're done. You're done. You're done. Even the best of the best can't maneuver from this. I don't think you're gonna get the job. Nice, OP said. Yeah, I mean, you're donezo, man. You're donezo. That was the last slide. Very hard to recover from that. It's hard for me to recover from that. I'm reacting to that. That's tough. That's tough. Anyway, lesson learned. Commenting about appearances about anybody, thin layer, my friend. Thin layer. You're walking on thin ice. Lesson learned. Let's move on to the next one. All right, next, let's go to the third story. All right, next, let's go to the next. All right, let's go to the next. All right, let's go to the third. Anyway, it's fine. Okay, let's go to the third story next. I had to take a technology test before the interview. Okay, pretty standard, especially if you're gonna go for a tech role. One of the questions related to my research abilities, or how I'd go about finding answers for problems I might not be familiar with. Yo, this is your detective skills. This is your Googling skills. This is where all that stalking comes into play, man. If you're an FBI, if you know how to stalk people, stalk social media, stalk IG, you're gonna not have a problem here. So then OP goes saying, so I began writing, I would do a Google search, Except for the life of me, I could not figure out how to spell the word Google. Oh, I could not figure out how to spell the word Google. Ooh. No, I'm not gonna give you a pass on this, man. I'm not gonna give you a pass on that. No, Google is Google. If you're trying to spell, I don't know, a longer word, a little bit more complex of a word, maybe. Ooh, Google's Google, man. That's again a tough. Are you gonna try write goggle, or it's tough. It's tough. I spelled it correctly the first time, but I had that weird thing where you stare at a word and it really seems like it's not really even a word to begin with. Been there. Okay, relatable. But with Google, maybe I'm judging a little too hard, but Google, I scratched out Google and wrote Google, which looked even more weird. Yes, that is weird. Yes. After going back and forth, with this spelling, freaked out a few times, I finally scratched out the entire word and wrote, I consult the Goog. I like that. Creative, a little personality, a little pizzazz. I like that. Yo, if I see that, I'm like, okay, I see you making a little something out of the mundane. I can see that. And I think noticing how the OP's writing, I think it was actually a written test, because how do you scratch out the answer? I mean, you could on Word, but anyway, I think that takes a little bit more effort than just like Googling Google, right? Anyway, I'm assuming this may be a written test. I was asked about it during the interview. Okay, right? If the hiring manager has a little bit of personality, they're gonna roll with this. If they're kind of like boring and old school and they don't like change, they don't like a new way of thinking of doing things, of thinking of new things, maybe a problem. Let's see. So I try to play it off to the older managers. Okay, so we're dealing with older guys here. Like, oh, this is how all the kids refer to the most well-known company on the earth. Okay. All right. All right. I don't know if I would play it like that. Got hired. All right. Still embarrassed 4 years later. You got the job. You got the job. Let's wind up a little bit. Let's rewind this. Do you need to justify why you're saying what you said? I don't think so, man. I don't think so. 9 out of 10 times, I probably would have just told the interviewer.
I couldn't for the life of me remember what Google was. I just like, it was in my head and I was like, am I spelling it wrong? Da-da-da. So I went with something that I think everyone would know, the Goog. And that's what I went with in my test. And I'm glad you understood what I was meaning, because I was I was spending too much time on it. I was like, this is not important. What's really important is the actual answer. So I went to the answer.
That's how I would handle the story here, right? 9 out of 10 times, guys, we can just tell our inner truth. We can just tell what we're feeling. Because who we're interviewing with is a human being. And you know what human beings do? They fuck up sometimes. They make mistakes. And human to human, you understand when someone else made a mistake. So admitting sometimes you had a flub up, sometimes you made a mistake, it's okay. It's okay. You still got the job. That's the most important thing. Next time, or anybody else watching this, it's okay to admit you made a mistake, because we all do. All right, let's go into the next Reddit story. OP asked the interviewer, could you tell me how to pronounce your name? I don't want to sound like I'm just giving up on everything. Huh. It's a weird thing to say. That's a weird thing to say. Ooh, interviewer's last name was Fugget. Ooh. Still a weird thing to say. Still a weird thing to say. Yeah, I don't know if I would say that, man. I don't know if I would say that. This is what I would say. If someone has an unusual or complex name, I would probably just say,
Could you remind me again? How do I pronounce your name?
and then they'll say,
My name is Sam. Oh, and can you say, what's your full name? Is it Samuel?
and then, try to sound it out, and then they would probably interject and be like, oh yeah, it's Summit Fugete. Let's say it's Fugete, and you just thought it was Fugget the entire time, right? You see the difference here? Instead of, you don't want to call out that it's like messing with your train of thought, right? You're saying, I don't want to sound like I'm just giving up on everything. I mean, like, I can see where you're coming from, but they might take offense to that. I would just start off with, could you remind me again, how do I pronounce your name? And just leave it there. You had them at the first half, man. You had them at the first half. Just leave it there. You don't need to add in that extra commentary. They'll probably say, oh yeah, my name is Hilary Fugiti or Samuel Fugata, whatever their name is. And then you say, okay, thanks for clarifying. And then you just move on. That's what I would do. All right, let's go into the next one. OP says, this is an interview for promotion from a graduate position. All right, right? I'm giving you a little premature clapping because you're doing well in your grad role. You're ready for a promotion. Let's get into it. Started by venting about stupid decisions my bosses had made on a project the week before in front of 2 of them. Why would you do that, man? I just gave you this. I just gave you some coots. Why are you doing this? You're starting by venting about stupid decision my boss has made. You're making a stupid decision right now. Why would you vent? First of all, why would you vent about anything that your boss is doing, let alone to their face? Bold. Just one word, bold. The other word could be dumb, but bold. Boss then asks,
How long do you see yourself working here?
You could kind of see that from a mile away. I don't really blame the boss. If I had somebody, okay, so I'm working with Lou on this recording. If I had Lou going up for a promotion and she would just tell me all the dumb shit that I was doing the last 2 weeks, my first thought would be, why are we in this meeting right now? If you don't want to be here, if you don't like my working style, if you don't like my management, the door is right there. Or here in my case, or here. A no, right? OP answered, as soon as I get bored of this place, I'm out. I don't even want to finish this. I don't want to even read the rest. The dude is like, it's like you're taking your shirt off in the interview, man. You're making this as uncomfortable as possible. HR lady looks horrified. I mean, I am horrified reading this from a third party. Came out of the interview realizing I wasn't really that desperate for the role, hadn't been nervous as I had been in previous interviews, and didn't care that I felt I had totally bombed it. Bro. Dude. Got the job as the youngest of my graduate group to get offered a spot? I'm done. This is fake. This is not real. If this is you, OP, and you're seeing this, please send me an email. I would love to have a call with you. I would love to have a chat with you. I'll give you $100 if this is you and you can show proof this is you. I will give you money because I can almost guarantee this never happened. That is wild and ridiculous. This did not happen. This is a lie. OP is a liar. Okay, maybe I'm going too far here. Dude, that doesn't happen, man. That doesn't happen. The only way that this would happen if they are so desperate for people that no one else applied that they're like, dude, we got someone to interview. Hallelujah. We need to keep this guy. That's the only way this happens. This doesn't happen, man. This doesn't happen. If you are gonna go to an interview and smack talk, trash talk your current boss to their face, it's gonna backfire on you. If you trash talk, smack talk your last boss, it's almost always going to backfire on you. The fact that this worked, I don't believe it. I won't even give them the benefit of the doubt. If you're listening to this, if you're watching this, please never do this. Please never do this. I know this is a success, a win. Don't do this, man. Don't do this, my friend. You're playing with fire here. If you want a job, apply, interview, go for that job. If you don't want that job, don't apply. Don't go for it because you're wasting the hiring manager's time. I feel for the hiring manager, man. I'm feeling for the hiring manager. I'm feeling for the recruiter. They want to hire some people who want to be there, who want to work there, who are excited about it. Yeah, this doesn't have to be the most best thing to happen in your life that you got a job, but people want to work with people that want to be there. If this person still got the job after trash talking the boss, that boss was in a bad space, man. That boss was down bad. If they still gave this guy the role or this gal a role. I don't think that happened, but we'd love to hear from you. You think that happened? Didn't happen? Your story? Share it in the comments. Share it in my email. Let me know what you think. That's it for me today, guys. This is Unfiltered Careers with Sho Dewan. I will see you next week. If you got a crazy story, email my team at podcast@workhap.com. I'll see you soon. All right? Good luck.